But how will these overnight cues impact our own markets? We have our research team joining in bright and early, all dressed in their fineries. They are joining in to tell you what the trade setup is looking like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning. Happy Dhanteras to all of you. Vamakshi, let me come to you first up. What is the market setup looking like today?
Well, happy Dhanteras to you, Sonal. Actually, when we look at the markets yesterday, they snapped a 5-day losing streak. Markets rise, after positive global handover as well as the fall that we saw in the crude prices yesterday. In fact, the broader markets outshined the benchmark indices. Nifty mid-cap saw an uptick of 0.8%, while Nifty small-cap surged over 1.2% in the trading session yesterday. All sectoral indices ended in the green as well, with the Nifty PSU Bank leading the charge. It saw an uptick of almost 4% in the trading session yesterday. Nifty Metal and Nifty Realty were some other sectoral indices which were gaining in the trading session yesterday. Now, the US markets too saw a very good session. All three benchmark indices closed in the green. In fact, Dow Jones snapped its 5-day losing streak, while Nasdaq notched its 8th positive session in the last 9. 10-year US Treasury rose to 4.274. This is the highest level seen since July 2024, and resultantly, the gold price eased yesterday. As far as the cues for today are concerned, we will be keeping an eye out on the US CB consumer confidence data. A lot of stocks will be reacting to the numbers as well, which includes Spandana Spurti, Indian Oil, Bharti Airtel, as well as Federal Bank. We will also be keeping an eye out on Adani Enterprises, Maruti, Marico, as well as Cipla and several other counters that will be reporting their numbers today. As of now, the GIFT Nifty is indicating a muted start for the trading session today.
Oh yes, it's just flattish, 4 points higher right now. Thank you so much, Vamakshi, for joining us with all those cues. Let's go across to Sudarshan. He will list out all the stocks that will be on our radar today. Sudarshan, good morning.
Morning, Sonal. So we'll start with companies which have reported earnings. First one is Bharti Airtel. It has reported a strong quarter and has come earnings in line with estimates. Revenue is up 8%. Average revenue per user has increased more than 10% sequentially. IGL, it was a mixed Q2. It has reported beat on volumes, but margin has missed estimates. Margin has come in at 14.5%. Volume has come at 9 MSC MD. For Federal Bank, it was a steady set of earnings and is up 15%. Margin holds above 3.15%. Suzlon, revenue has risen 48%. Margin was down 180 bips. And order book is at an all-time high of 5.1 gigawatt. For J. Kumar Infra, it was a steady Q2. Revenue is up 17%. Margin is flat at 14.6%. JSW Infra, it has reported healthy volume growth and which has supported revenue. Revenue is up 18% and margin has risen almost 1400 bips year on year. For Kalpataru Projects, it has reported a healthy Q2. Order book has risen 29% and margin has increased 70 bips. Tata Technology, it has seen modest dollar revenue growth of 1.6% sequentially and margin holds above the levels of 18%. Spandana Spurti, sharp deterioration in asset quality. Gross NPA and net NPA have nearly doubled sequentially and it has reported loss against profit in the same quarter last year and sequentially as well. KFin Technology, earnings were better than estimates. Revenue is up 18% and EBITDA has risen 27% sequentially. Last one is Tata Power. On the back of news, it has acquired 40% stake in Khorlochu Hydropower for amount of rupees more than 800 crore. These are the stocks that might be in focus today.
All right. Thank you so much for that list, Sudarshan. But a lot of action in the F&O space as well. Mangalam is joining in now. Good morning, Mangalam.
Good morning. Around the festive season, things seem optimistic and there is some glimmer of hope, especially given yesterday's up move that we saw in the market, some recovery that we saw. And the recovery was led by some of these risk-on names as well. You had, the Brent cabs, the small cabs, the PSUs doing extremely well. Was that just a bounce or is this, something which is a little more formidable? Something that we'll come to know only over the next few trading sessions. But the Nifty Bank, good results coming in from ICICI Bank, that led the index higher by about 1% itself. Two positive data trends that I'm looking at. One, the FII selling that we're talking about, over 1 lakh crore in the previous month, is now starting to abate a little bit. Is this again just a blip or is this the trend? Something we'll watch out for. A few days ago, the average selling was 5,600 crores. Yesterday, it fell to about 3,200 crores. The second part, we've been talking about how the FIs have been shorting in index futures. For the last 4 trading sessions, they've actually added their long positions and they've covered some short positions as well. Yesterday was no different. 2,700 crore worth buying in index futures and they've covered around 22,000 short contracts, added about 14,000 long contracts as well. And if you look at it over the last 4 trading sessions, the FII net long, which was at 33%, has now slowly inched higher all the way up to 40%. And net contracts, which were negative 1.7 lakh, have now moved to sub 1 lakh contracts itself. So that's telling you that maybe some bit of optimism at lower levels is what the street is seeing. where do we go from here? 24,500 is an important psychological mark for the Nifty to watch out for. But at the lower level, we are seeing some support coming in at 24,200 to 24,150. Why do I say that? Because the 24,300 put writers and the 24,400 put writers are fairly active. Yesterday's low of the Nifty of 23,150 thereabouts is something which will be crucial to watch. On the way up for both the Nifty and the Nifty Bank is the 100-day moving average and the 20-day moving average, which we need to conquer. So that's something we'll watch out for the Nifty Bank today, and then thereafter for the Nifty as well. 24,615 is the 100-day moving average and 24,900 is the 20-day moving average. Until these levels are crossed formidably, difficult to say whether the up move is just a bounce or whether it is something structural. A bunch of stocks in focus. PNB has entered F&O ban. We have Aarti Industries, Bandhan Bank and NMDC, all of them which are out of F&O ban in the expiry week.
All right, that's all the action from the F&O space. This is our Power Prep segment. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in with those details.